morning. We're out here in the woods, dragging the sled, testing out the new gimbal, see how this all comes out. Out to the shelter I started last week. I just unloaded my sled, and now, before I do any more construction, I'm gonna head up the hill over there to my former campsite called Clam Rock, and I'm gonna pick up the rocks from my fire pit, my log bench, and as many of those pine boughs I already have cut up there, because why cut more if we don't have to? And then when we get back, I'm gonna head back in here where I've already started building a shelter between two big rocks, and get it prepared for the night tonight. Dragging that guy up the hill, load it up, and see if I can avoid running myself over with a 300-pound sled. So I'll catch back up with you guys when I can. So while we're on our way to Clam Rock, I want to talk about why I'm moving from Clam Rock and get my sled stuck. Get out of there, buddy. So the reason I moved from Clam Rock last week and filmed a video that didn't quite work was the previous overnighter. It got way too windy up there where I'm walking right now. So I moved to the bottom of the little ravine or gully or draw or whatever you want to call it. And this gives me a lot more protection back in here. I'm sure you can tell just the amount of trees. But the reason I'm walking up there right now is because I've already cut a bench. I've already made the bench. I've already cut bedding. I've already cut a wind block out of pine boughs. And I spent hours collecting rocks last week, 2 weeks ago. And now there's a bunch more snow. So it is going to limit how many rocks I can actually find out here. So what made this most sense to me was, rather than exerting all that energy on something I've already done, I might as well just exert some energy walking up there, loading it up and dragging it back. As I said on the end of my last video, we have made some upgrades. The gimbal I'm filming on right now, gimbal, a couple of new tarps and things like that, and the sled I am currently dragging, which is back here somewhere. But I gotta figure out how to get to Clam Rock. So I'm gonna shut off the camera for a bit. So I'm here at the shelter I started building last week. Like I said, I lost a bunch of footage of it. The video quality was fine, but the audio got ruined. So I'm here. I just got a pile of rocks from the old site down the hill. I was gonna film more, but that was really a lot of work, so I just kept the camera safe. In the meantime, I just started a fire. I just put up my little reflectix. I already have the plastic up over above me from last week, and I'm in between these two great rocks. So now my plan of action is, I have plenty of time to build permanent walls, permanent wind blocks, and build up this place over each trip. So the focus right now for me is going to be, I'm going to get a wind block up here behind me. I built this one this last week to just block some wind from cutting through here. And there's one out here I started building behind you. But I did bring backpacker's tarp and then another version of this foil blanket stuff, but it's the thick one that's grommeted and made to be hung up. So I'm going to hang that one behind me as a wind block and another fire reflector, and then have a tarp over here behind me, and that's going to get me nearly protected from wind from almost all sides. I can deal with it being a little drafty because it's already getting hot in here with just a little fire. So I'm going to check back with you guys here in a little bit. I'm going to get some more windbreaks put up here, and then I'm going to start building a A-frame over the fire because I'm going to be smoking some turkey legs today, dangling meat over heat. Today we're having turkey legs, and then I'm going to make a foil pouch of vegetables. So over the next couple hours, I'm going to focus on getting a nice bed of embers and coals going, and collect some hardwood for smoking turkey. As you can see, we're standing here out front of the shelter. We've got a really nice natural chimney between the plastic and the big rock face. I'm pretty happy with that. I've got wind block reflectors up in the back. Now I've got this 5x7 backpacker's tarp. And what I'm going to do is right here, I'm going to complete it by wrapping it around this side, because then that gives me protection from top and almost 4 sides. So I'm going to be plenty warm. Right now it's a little below 30. It's still freezing, I can tell you that. High today is supposed to be 33 degrees, low somewhere in the teens, we don't know. Blue skies coming out up above. Kind of hope it gets cloudy before tonight, it'll keep a little warmer, but whatever happens, happens. I'm gonna put up this tarp, and then I think we're gonna go out on an adventure and start filling up the sled with firewood for tonight. I'm really close to the hardwood now, so I'm gonna get as much fallen birch and whatnot as I can. So let's go ahead and put this tarp up. Alrighty, so I've collected some of my bench making materials. I haven't finished tying in this back wall here yet, and that is because I'm going to tuck it right up against my bench, which I'm going to put in here at an angle, right about where I'm sitting. That way I'm equally next to the fire, especially my core. And then this open side over here, I'll be tucked away from it, and I have a tarp I can swing closed. There's a little bit of a wind block at night, but I'm going to start assembling this. I like to bungee or rope them together just because it keeps them from really coming apart in the middle of the night. And just like that, I have a bench. Alright, so I've got my bench built. I've got most of my bedding collected. It's not on my bench yet. I've got a smoldery fire going, but it's kind of clouding up a little more. I know there's going to be a chill in the air soon, so I'm going to start filling up that sled right there with firewood from out behind me. Firewood. Vicky hands. All right, let's move inside. So what I brought with me is a very basic piece of a little link chain. It's about 2 feet long, and I've added a little bit of string with a slip knot or a noose, whatever you want to call it, on the end. But what I'm going to do is as simple as a couple steps. I've already tied the rope to my chain, and I brought a little interior, like little tiny nail, and I nailed it into one of these 2 pieces of wood that's my spit over the fire pit, and I have smoke, an important ingredient. Now we're not going to want a big fire, because if you have a big fire, this will cook too fast, it'll dry out, and these aren't the biggest turkey legs to begin with. So what I'm going to do is I want to open up my little slip knot noose, and I'm going to take turkey leg number 1 and slide him through. Now before I close that up, it is a tight fit, and we want that because there's this knuckle on the end of the bones, right? So after you pull that noose as tight as possible, you see that it's hanging by the end that nobody really will want to eat. All of the meat is going to be on the low end, and it's going to be hanging right here beautifully in this smoke. So real quickly, I am going to hang it so it doesn't touch the dirt. And today I brought my GSI Outdoors little crossover kitchen kit is what they call it. I use some of what's in here, but I brought the whole kit. See if if I need a cutting board or little tongs or anything, we'll try them out. But the real winner in here for me is there's a 4-compartment seasoning bin. And I still have a dirty hand, so we're just gonna deal with it. And I'm gonna dry rub this as much as I can. I plan on using every bit I brought. Lucky pepper. Let's get some pepper going. Just like that. Salt, pepper, some barbecue dry rub. Now this thing's ready to cook. For my wife, since I know I just put salt everywhere, well, it's time for a camp update. It's pretty sealed up in here now. I have most of the pine boughs. I have one more layer left to put on top of these ones with the thickers. I have some thinner stuff from younger trees. Turkey's still cooking. Just letting it go. It's been going about an hour and a half right now. We've got about 45 minutes of daylight left, if that. So I've been out gathering firewood, hustling on that. I'm going to spend more time with you guys this evening. I've also been trying to maintain a camera battery as much as I can, but I have 2 more cameras with me. So I'm going to switch over to those about nighttime as well. They record better in the dark. Yeah, I guess I should film a bushcraft kitchen update. Turkey time update. They're still cooking. Alright, it's 5 p.m. The sun has gone down. I'm still making turkey. And it is about 22 degrees. It's dinner time. Turkey and veggies are both done. So, what I'm going to do, move a rock for a second. Give myself a flat rock to work with. And get the first layer of foil off. Now, like I said, I just put it in there to keep them warm. And it definitely did the trick. I'm going to open this all up and then hook you up with a view. Alright, let's blind each other. This is what it's like filming in a smoky shelter late at night. Here's my smoked turkey. I cut one open right before I put them in foil to make sure they were, happy and all the way cooked. And there's a nice, almost 1/4 inch bark of smoke on them. And over here I have my mixed veggies. They've been sitting on this brick I found, just staying warm. And here I am with my fire. Meals like this, They don't have to be complicated. They don't have to be complex. Realistically, it's $4 worth of turkey, probably $2 worth of veggies and butter, and I'm having a nice meal. I could eat as much as I want to. Whatever I don't eat will go into the fire because, you know, mountain lions and coyotes and stuff. But I guess I gotta eat it. It wouldn't be a food video unless we ate some of it, right? You don't know how excited I am for a potato right now. Oh my goodness. It's not overpowering. Everything's cooked nicely. Yum, yum, yum. And I had to get myself a new camp towel. So I chose Christmas kitties, because why not? Oh yeah. See what I mean? Coming off the bone. Oh my god. This is better than Thanksgiving. They're kind of fatty turkey legs. They're Jenny-O brand. So the moral of this story, before I pig out here, is $6 or $7. It was about 2 extra pounds to carry because of 2 frozen turkey legs and the veggies and all that, but I didn't work hard at this. I was able to keep working all day while the turkey was getting this flavor in it. And all in all, it only took me about 5 minutes to prep at home, 5 minutes to prep here at camp, and we could eat turkey leg for dinner. It's funny, I've been go, go, go all day. I got up and loaded up, got dressed, got out here, hiked in, dragging the sled of stuff, worked on this shelter, processed firewood. This is the first time I've actually really sat down and relaxed today. And I'm sitting here on my bench. I'm pretty cozy. It's warm in here. I'm getting full, but that's okay, because I'm going to finish my food like a big boy. I'm just hanging out by a little fire here. Conserving firewood till bedtime. I'm not really cold, so not a big deal. But I have wood. Let's see. There's a whole bunch of wood out there. Some of it's still long for doing the long stick across the back here. I have a pile of hardwood staged up in here for the night. And then out there, it's kind of hard to see, but there's a little more I still have to cut up. But with how warm I am just off of that, I think bigger fire plus 0 degree bag on a night, it's only supposed to get down to, they said 15, but it's cleared all the way off now, so I'm gonna guess 10. So I had my thermometer out on a tree out there about 10 feet away, and it's currently 16 outside. Let's see what it is sitting over here on my backpack. Almost 40. And none of this is a tight seal on purpose, because I gotta be able to breathe. Pretty much I'm going to build up this coal bed for another maybe hour. It's approaching 10 o'clock right now. And then once I get a nice coal bed built up, throw 1 or 2 big logs on, and I'm gonna go to sleep. It's just before 5 in the morning. He's woken up by the coyotes. They're not super close, but if they get any closer, I'm gonna try to get some sound again. I just restarted the fire. It had went all the way out, but it's not that cold out. So I was pretty fine in my bag, but figured with wildlife around I better stoke up the fire. Plus, now with sunrise in a couple hours, after I let this get nice and hot, add a little more of that big wood there, and I'll get a nice couple cozy hours of sleep into sunrise. Good morning. It's about 9 a.m. I'm up. I have fire stoked up again. Surprisingly, I slept till almost 9 a.m. The coyotes were around at 4 or whatever that was. I have a little video of stoking the fire from there. But after that, I fell back asleep till 8. And then from 8 to 9, I just decided to lay there and allow myself to toss and turn. And I was comfortable and warm. And as of right now, I still have, 9 o'clock? So I still have a little over 5 hours till I have to be at the meeting point where my ride will be. So I think I'm going to just kind of hang out and decide if I want breakfast or anything like that. And then I do have plans. I didn't get to it this time, but where this is, I'm going to build a log wall across there. I just haven't got it done, and I'm just going to wedge in between these two rocks. I mean, it's pretty, these rocks aren't going anywhere, but I want to figure out how to get another second sleeping arrangement in here, which is going to take some expansion, but I'll check back in a bit when I don't have smoke in my ass. Well, we're on our way out of here. Sorry, I'm putting my glove on right now. It's kind of a interesting path with the sled, because I have to go over logs like that one there a couple times. But this deer drag sled has been awesome. I highly recommend one. They're like $29 at the Walmart. See, these are the tricky ones. Especially while filming. But I've done it a few times. Sorry about that. Told you these logs aren't the easiest. Ones like that one I've won over enough times as it is. Come on, Fred, you can do it. I'm sure you can tell I've been there. I'm sure you can hear the winds coming up. Holy crap. It sure is pretty out here. Well, we're getting close. I've been dragging the sled for a bit, but it makes it a lot easier with weight. It's warming up now. But it's been a good trip. I'm gonna cut footage of last week of me building it and this week me staying it together into one big video. I have my review of those lights. It's gonna be posted. And as always, comment below on what you want me to do next. I lost my sled. Don't quite know how. Lessons learned. I had fun. I've been up here just about 30 hours right now. And it's interesting. You know, it's interesting when you spend like 30 hours by yourself. Because, well, even if you've done it plenty of times before, you never know how your mental capacity is going to be during that time, especially once it gets dark. But yeah, so thanks for watching. I know this trip may not have been super eventful. It's been a lot of me talking, but I'm Kyle, the host of Kyle Goes Outdoors, so what else am I supposed to do besides be on camera? I really appreciate feedback, comments, likes. Anybody who hits that subscribe button, get the bell on if you want to know about my new uploads. So let's go see if we can find my wife. Have a Merry Christmas.